top 10 most profitable transfers of all time. 10. Virgil van Dijk, Southampton to Liverpool. Southampton have the reputation of being Liverpool's feeder club, but the Saints can truly be happy with their ability to sell players at inflated prices to the Reds. The fact that Virgil van Dijk is the most expensive defender of all time is still a bit disconcerting, especially given his record of conceding 5 goals in 2.5 games for the Reds so far. However, Van Dijk truly justified the £15.7 million Southampton paid Celtic for his services and then some, with some commanding performances in the 2016-17 season. A £63.1 million profit is also nothing to frown at, and you can be sure the Saints will reinvest that fee well. As for Liverpool, as long as Jurgen Klopp persists with his current system, Virgil van Dijk might never truly justify his fee. 9. Aymeric Laporte, Athletic Bilbao to Manchester City. For a club with the financial power of Manchester City, the fact that their record signing is a defender speaks volumes. To be City's most expensive player ever, also points to a player being something special. Pep Guardiola himself said that Laporte was cheap, saying all teams work to improve their teams. When you see Laporte's performance, people think it's expensive, and you think wow, it's still cheap. Aymeric Laporte has all the best qualities of a Basque defender, tough as nails yet very elegant with the ball at his feet. If his debut performance is anything to go by, the release clause of £65 million that City triggered will be viewed around Europe as a bargain in the future. 8. Zinedine Zidane, Juventus to Real Madrid. Real Madrid are a club that's very easy to get a big fee from, but even Juventus would never have imagined what Florentino Perez and co were willing to part with for Zinedine Zidane. Yes, the 2001 transfer was the beginning of the Galactico era, but £77.5 million was truly a mind-boggling figure in 2001. Given what Zizou managed to achieve as a player and then as a coach, you would say Real Madrid did recoup their fee in terms of formulating a club legend. Juventus, however, will also look upon the transfer in a positive sense, especially since they only paid Bordeaux £3.5 million in 1996. 7. Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United to Real Madrid. The story of how Manchester United came to sign Cristiano Ronaldo is pretty much part of footballing folklore now, with Sporting Clube de Portugal looking at the $90 million with plenty of regret now. A stellar 6 years at Old Trafford followed, with Ronaldo reaching some atmospheric levels. He left with the final gift, a world record fee for Manchester United to rebuild with, and Sir Alex Ferguson used it well. However, given the heights Ronaldo went on to reach with Real Madrid, most Red Devils would rather have the player than the money. $94 million is a huge amount, but Real Madrid will not have it any other way. Even if Cristiano Ronaldo is experiencing a decline, the success he has brought to Los Blancos has well and truly justified his fee. 6. Gareth Bale, Tottenham Hotspur to Real Madrid. Daniel Levy is one of the best negotiators in football, and when Tottenham managed to negotiate a world record fee for Gareth Bale, plenty of praise came his way. The Welshman was undoubtedly one of the best players in the world, but managing to get $101 million in 2013 was downright brilliant. So much so, that Real Madrid denied all reports of being the first team to have ever breached the 100M mark, so as to placate Cristiano Ronaldo. Football Links managed to reveal the truth years later, which confirmed Bale's massive fee. 5. Neymar Jr Santos to FC Barcelona. One of the most controversial transfers of all time, and not just because of the price involved. From tax evasion to alleged orgies for Neymar Sr., this was perhaps the murkiest transfer to ever take place in the last decade. That Neymar would be leaving Santos was a given. The battle came down to Real Madrid, Chelsea and Barcelona. After some very underhand dealings, whose consequences are still being felt, former Barcelona president Sandro Rosa was jailed. Neymar left his boyhood club for an eye-watering €88.2 million in 2014. However, Santos only ever saw about a third of that fee, with the complex ownership rules in Brazil leaving the club feeling quite shortchanged. As for Barcelona, the era of the famous MSN trio began, and while it was short-lived, it represented one of the Blaugrana's most successful spells. 4. Ousmane Dembele, Borussia Dortmund to FC Barcelona. A little more than 2 years ago, Ousmane Dembele had just enjoyed his breakout season in Ligue 1, one of the cogs of a Rennes team that finished just outside the European spots. The 20-year-old is now one of the most expensive players of all time, and it has been a whirlwind 2.5 seasons since. Borussia Dortmund are another of those clubs that tend to sell well, but they surely could never have anticipated that they would make such a huge profit on Dembele in just 1 year. 15 million brought them an excellent season, as well as a massive profit that could bankroll the club's signings for years to come. Currently, given Dembele's injury upon arrival, Barcelona are considered to have overpaid. However, Dembele could quite conceivably become one of the best players in the world in the future, and 105 million could eventually be seen as a fair fee. 3. Paul Pogba, Juventus to Manchester United. Manchester United received plenty of flack when they let go of Paul Pogba, but there's more to the story. In Sir Alex Ferguson's own words, "We had Paul under a 3-year contract, and it had a 1-year renewal option which we were eager to sign. But Raiola suddenly appeared on the scene and our first meeting was a fiasco. He and I were like oil and water. From then on, our goose was cooked because Raiola had been able to ingratiate himself with Paul and his family, and the player signed with Juventus. Juventus pulled off a massive coup when they sold Pogba back to Manchester United for 105 million, with plenty of pundits decrying the fee, but given the transfers that have occurred since, the fee seems legitimate. 2. Philippe Coutinho, Liverpool to FC Barcelona. Liverpool enjoyed a delightful player for the next 5 seasons, where the 13 million they paid quickly came to be viewed as one of the bargains of the decade. However, when Barcelona came calling, Coutinho's time at Anfield was pretty much over, despite Liverpool managing to resist the transfer last summer. Barcelona parted with 120 million, and add-ons, for the Brazilian, and while it might seem like they overpaid, the inflationary trend of the transfer market might make this seem a fair fee in years to come. Still, this was good business for Liverpool, their most profitable transfer of all time. 1. Neymar Jr FC Barcelona to Paris Saint-Germain. Not much of a surprise then, is it? It's a testament to how incredible this transfer was that Neymar's move to Barcelona from Santos was already the 5th most profitable transfer of all time. To then earn the most profit ever on top of that required an incredible amount. 222 million was that incredible amount, and Paris Saint-Germain received one of the best footballers in the world for that price. Barcelona have used the money from the deal to bring in Ousmane Dembele and Philippe Coutinho, and by Lionel Messi's own admission, are better off. "Without Neymar, we are more balanced," Messi told World Soccer. His departure meant a change in our way of playing. We lost a lot of attacking potential, but it helped in the defensive sense. We are currently very well armed in the midfield. This makes us stronger in defense. It was viewed as a disaster for Barcelona at the time, but looking back with perspective, perhaps the Blaugrana were better off. They certainly profited monetarily.